Record. Happy Friday, team. Happy Friday. We've already had a very, very good start. I think lots of baskets of profits have been achieved. Hopefully, we've got gold, nice rejection, USD JPY flying out the blocks there. And then we've got GBP USD as well. That triggered too. So that's nice, nice rejection. Look at this zone here. Rejection. Perfect. So that's obviously how we like to start off. Right, let me let these three people in and then we can get started. I'm going to hide the chat for a minute and then we'll come back to the chat. Looking at where we are, obviously every day, the dollar index, we're obviously absolutely flying here. Everyone can agree. I was expecting a 97 500 area to hold. I was not expecting a 98 to be breached. And then obviously we had a nice rejection yesterday afternoon. However, we've obviously breached back above, so we've got to be pro the dollar. All right, we cannot not be pro. We've got yields creeping up nicely, not flying out the blocks, but obviously they're creeping back up. I think everyone would like them sort of safely in the probably around 4.1%. But and then we've got obviously stocks, starting to climb too. So yeah, let's wait and see. Yen's been all over the place. Yen yesterday, I think when we logged in, it was the weakest pair. Then an hour later, it was the strongest pair. Then an hour later, after that, it was the weakest coming into the afternoon. It's been very 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 active. Yen has as a whole. So yen is probably strongest about other than NZD. So yeah, you've always got to be aware. What's the strongest and what's the weakest. It will give you a little bit of an extra insight. But obviously, you wanted to look at overalls, as opposed to just obviously, in between. And obviously, if there is a clear winner, like I always, say, if they're grouped together, then obviously that's quite a good kind of, sign here, and we can see here all the commodity-based pairs are pretty much the lowest. We got euro pretty low against the dollar. Why is that? Because obviously they're indirectly correlated. For those who didn't know, Euro USD is the most traded asset. I think 60 to 70% of trades at any time are on Euro USD. And so it's obviously, yeah, it's going to have an indirect correlation with the dollar because of obviously that factor. So let's obviously have a look here. We've got obviously good retail sales for the pound. So I think this is going to instill some obviously difficulties in regards to the pound because obviously it's had very, very good data. It's had good, obviously, good everything. But obviously, that's going to encourage interest rate reductions. So even though we got good overall data, it can weaken a currency because of that. Because it means that the Bank of England is under no pressure. They're walking around. They can do what they want. So yeah, it's that's obviously why you will sometimes have some good data, but then obviously tailing off at the back of that. But I think what this data did for us short term, and I'll just go to GBP USD quickly. Short term, it gave us this spike. All right, spiked into our area, into our zone. That's what wanted, and then obviously we've got the true direction afterwards. So really really happy with that one. So yeah, let's wait and see. You've obviously got some more PMI data for euro and pound, and then we've got GDP, which would be quite interesting for the US dollar. That's going to be the one later on quarter GDP. So let's wait and see how this one comes out. It will be interesting. You know, need a good kind of afternoon and dollar could be flying. But obviously, I'm going to wait for this data to come out and then we will hop on a trade afterwards. So it'll be about quarter to two this afternoon when we come out. We want to, navigate. I'm obviously not too worried about these. Remember, it's a Friday. We've been doing really, really well. So don't mess it up. We obviously want another green day here. So, again, with the kind of basket analogy, if you've hit your target, if you are happy, close out because The less time we spend on these charts, the better. All right. So let's just go through everything from top to bottom. I think USD JPY was top. Why is it pumping? Just overall trend. Look how weak yen is. Obviously, we got US dollar, probably one of the strongest pairs or currencies this morning. So everyone panicking, worrying, but look at this bullet here. Absolutely perfect. That's happened in the last half an hour. London Open, trades come in, wham, thank you. That's what we like to see. I think my entry was a little bit lower. I think it was at 135. So really, really happy here. No drawdown at all to speak of. Happy days. Gold, obviously, again, I'm going to hold this one for a bit. I like it down to like, I mean, 5,000. I'm going to have a look, but potentially 4,980, something like that. Let's wait and see. But really, really happy with that one too. And then we've got sorry, GBP USD, perfect, absolutely spot on here. Really, really happy. Came up, tapped, rejected. Can't ask for any more. We cannot ask for any more here. So brilliant. Euro again, didn't quite tap, but we got the direction right. We've always got to be thinking about the direction. And obviously, we've got it right every day this week, which has been spot on. And last but not least, Aussie was very, very close. I did think this one was going to tap, but everything's kind of running away from us. But everyone should be very, very happy. I am. Everything's in very, very good profit. What I do, I get a lot of questions about, triggers and stuff like that. What I do, if I'm in front of my charts, I put an alert, all right? And so if you right click on, you can edit a alert. So when price passes through the rectangle, you will obviously get an alert. I just automatically enter and I enter it manually. Gold has been one of those where it's literally just tapped us, just like only just. I can zoom in, but it's just you can see here we've only just tapped in there. Yeah. All right, so that's why I've obviously entered manually, and obviously we've got this nice move here, but I would like to see this continue to the downside. USD JPY, everyone's should have triggered, and GBP USD as well. Everyone's should have triggered, so everyone should be very, very, very happy. And obviously that is the main aim of the game here is to be on these charts for as little time as possible and to take as much money. Out. Right, let's have a look at through the chat. Morning, why is USD JPY flying London Open? This way, everyone has to understand you can't trade any time of the day and expect impacts like this. All right, we trade London Open and we trade New York Open. All right, we're obviously gonna open can be classed as the first couple of hours or, whatever, but we've got to be aware of it. So that's obviously, that is one thing that, we've got to, do is be aware of when there's high impact, and make sure that we capitalize on it. All right. So that's obviously that's where we are at. And obviously that's why, because you get this influx of orders. So why are you going to be trading it, 11 in the morning or, 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon, 6 in the evening? What is the point? Trade market opens and trade the first couple of hours, and that's it. 'Cause that's where all the initial orders come in. All right, one of my friends works for Deutsche Bank. He's up very, very early. He's a risk analyst, and they are done by 12 in the afternoon most days, and then they are, having the longest, booziest lunch every single day. That is how it works. So why are we going to be trading when no one else is? So yeah. Northern Ireland, that's how you pronounce it if you want to fit in Northern Isle. I can't say that, no. Greg, are signals valid all throughout the morning? For example, I missed the gold entry this morning. It's already dropped and given nice profits to those in it. If it bounces back to the entry. To be honest, yes, unless I invalidate everything, then obviously, yeah, I keep my direction. I do get asked this a lot, and obviously, this is, I guess, the kind of, I don't want to, burst anyone's bubble, but the beginner's outlook is right. Oh my God, price is going against me. Should I buy now? Or oh my God, price is starting to turn. Should I sell now? And it's one thing that I think is the most common thing that I spot from obviously non-profitable traders is that obviously they change their mind and they don't have reasons as to obviously why they are entering everything, so we obviously want to make sure that we've got, reasons why, and then we stick with them. So obviously, yes, I'll be looking to read, do everything about 1 p.m. I also wouldn't, if I'm in a trade and I'm happy, and I'm happy with my profits, then I'm not going to rush in to obviously enter it again if price obviously retaps. All right. Does anyone have any more questions? Any more for any more? I'm having issues with the Vantage website, triggering my buy and sell. Why don't you use MT4 and MT5? I'd probably I've been a bit of an MT4 guy for years and years, but I'm actually really enjoying MT5 at the moment. I wouldn't use the Vantage app. I'd use MetaTrader 5. What they'll do, they'll have emailed you logins, and then obviously you can use them. But the great thing about MetaTrader 5 is the bulk operations, which I like, so if, especially with a basket, you can close everything at one time. If you hold down on a trade, then bulk operations will come up. And then obviously you got to enable it, and obviously then yeah, if you hold down again, the bulk operations options will come up, and then yeah, you've got loads of options. Yeah, you can close everything from one currency. You can close all your trades at one time, so you're not there swiping. So sometimes that comes in handy. There's obviously lots of other benefits of obviously MT5, but I'm actually enjoying it, and so yeah. But no, if there's no more questions, appreciate obviously as always everyone turning up. Numbers are starting to rise. I'd appreciate if everyone, subscribed on YouTube. It would help me out. I'm trying to obviously push it. And obviously, yeah, the more subscribers, the more reach that I get. So, yeah, right. Have a great Friday, everyone. And yeah, let's make sure we have a very, very profitable day and obviously end another week green. So, have a good one, guys. Have a good one.